Hello all. This video is to clarify regarding the differences between pterygomaxillary fissure and the pterygopalatine fossa. So how is it different? Now what do you see here is the lateral view of the skull, okay, where you can see the body of the maxilla in the front, okay, and just behind that you can see the lateral pterygoid plate of the sphenoid bone. So the gap between these two, that is the maxilla and the pterygoid plate, lateral pterygoid plate, can be very well called as the pterygomaxillary fissure. So that concludes that proves how this name came. That is pterygoid came from the lateral plate of sphenoid bone, lateral plate of pterygoid process of the sphenoid bone, and maxilla of course from the body of the maxilla. So that is clear. Now let us see what is pterygopalatine fossa. Now once you go deep through this fissure and once we enter into this, we will reach the pterygopalatine fossa. So before that, one more thing I would like to highlight is right now we are in this region called as the infratemporal fossa, because you can see that's a temporal bone here. So whatever is coming, the regions underneath or below that temporal bone will be called as a infratemporal fossa. So that means if I put a needle from here, first we are the infratemporal fossa, then we enter the pterygomaxillary fissure, then you get into the pterygopalatine fossa. Let's see how this name came. For that, we have to go to another view where we have to take a sagittal section of the skull and we'll have to go into the inner aspect. So here is inner aspect. So what you see here is the lateral wall of the nasal cavity. Okay, that's the lateral wall of the nasal cavity. Okay, now here what you see in the red color is the palatine bone. So now you would have understood how this palatine bone is forming the floor of the pterygopalatine fossa. So there is a gap between the sphenoid bone and the palatine bone. It's called as a sphenopalatine foramen. So if you insert a needle from the infratemporal fossa, it is going to cross the pterygomaxillary fissure, enter into the pterygomaxillary fossa, and through the sphenopalatine foramen, it is going to enter the nasal cavity. As you can see from here, it's going to enter the nasal cavity. And one more thing, the palatine bone is articulating with the medial pterygoid plate. The palatine bone is articulating with the medial pterygoid plate, which is seen inside or medially. We can also make out a bit of the lateral pterygoid plate here, which in turn is articulating with the body of the maxilla outside. Thank you.